Hey guys, we have come at last to the culmination of Unit 1. We've talked a lot about matter. What matters about matter? Talked about the different states of matter, the solids, the liquids, the gases, and how do we define them? Shape and volume, space between particles, energy. Now, we've talked a lot about the physical, chemical properties that go along with that. We've talked about some of those properties being intensive, extensive. Talked about, are things pure substances? Are they mixtures? And then we even came to the end with, are changes happening in the universe that are they physical or chemical? Now it is time to bring it all together. And we're going to do a lab. One of the best parts of chemistry. Now this lab's a little unconventional because we are in an unconventional day and age. So we're going to be doing it online with videos. But we're still going to have fun with it. In this lab, you will be making Ooblek. Hold on, Mr. Tucker. What is Ooblek? That's a very good question. Ooblek is a non-Newtonian fluid. One of those phases of matter that we don't like to talk about. It exhibits both the property of a solid and a liquid. And that is determined by how much force you put on it. It is a great analogy for life because when you push through it, when you put force on it and try to force your way through, it turns into a solid. It tightens up. It resists you. When you relax, when you ease through it, it becomes a liquid. You're able to pass right through. Now, hold on, Mr. Tucker. I think I've heard of Ooblek before, and I think I even did this before. Hey, you know what? That's okay, because science is not always about just discovering something totally new that has never been seen before. A lot of very, very important science comes from looking at what has been done before and trying to find out, can I recreate this? What happens if I do it? Does it turn out the same? Now, of course, some people have probably heard doing the same thing and expecting different results is insanity. That may be a little true, but that is the definition of science. A lot of times we look for, if I do this, will it do the same thing? Or will something else happen? And it's in those something else's that we make a lot of big discoveries. Because it shows us that there's something that we missed. So, scientists may be a little crazy because we do sometimes do the same thing and expect a different result. Now, as this is simply cornstarch and water, unless you have an allergy to either cornstarch or water, if you have an allergy to water, that's sorry. But if you have an allergy to neither of those, this lab is safe to do at home. I recommend you enjoy it. But before you start trying it, let's make sure we find that right recipe. So, in today's lab, the way that we will handle this, since we are online and unfortunately we can't be in the classroom right now getting messy with this, we will be following through a series of videos in which we are trying to recreate Ooblek. We want to verify there is a correct recipe. Second, you will be also observing trials in which we are testing our batches of Ooblek to determine if we have the proper recipe. Now, before we get into those, how do we know what the proper form of Ooblek is? Let's go ahead and pour some out. and see how it behaves. Oh. Now, pour it out onto the table, just like any liquid would. I can move my hands through it, just like any kind of liquid would. But this is one of the easiest messes to clean up because all I have to do is move fast enough and apply enough force that I can pick it up. Which means I can move it around as a solid. And if I stop moving it around, it goes right through my fingers. It becomes a liquid again. Now, are we ready to make some oobleck?